All right, well, Suzanne, now, happy belated birthday. I was right, it was your birthday yesterday, right?
Yes, thank you.
I'm psychic. You know who told me that? Facebook.
How old are you? 22.
55.
Oh, yeah, right, and I'm the Pope.
How old?
55.
You don't look it.
I hate when people say, you don't look it. That's a terrible thing to say.
You don't look it.
Oh, you're terrible. Yeah. Okay, can we get
I
down?
thought you were in your 20s or 30s.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Okay, can we get down back to the business at hand here?
You're
This
still
is a show.
young.
This is TV. This is live TV.
You're still
We're not
young.
at home, you know. Oy, oy, oy. Of course she's still young. She hasn't even lived 1 trillion years yet. Please. Okay, how old am I?
47.
You are
No.
you're as old as the universe.
No, that was wrong. I told you exactly how old I was.
2 days older than the universe.
Wrong.
2 days younger than the universe.
Wrong. I'm 11 trillion and 3. And you can't remember that.
I couldn't
That's
remember
not that hard to remember.
I couldn't remember.
Why would you want to be?
Let's not get into it. I am, and that's it. So anyway, let's get back to the business at hand. Everybody else, if you want to join this wild call, 412-231-2288, this wild show. But we actually have very skilled people here, except for this. Now, he's good. He's a good guy, actually.
But he's older than dirt.
Oh, I'm older than the universe. I'm before dirt was even thought of.
He's older than Jesus.
Well, Jesus is only 2,000 years old. Hello, everybody. But he's the boss. Don't mess with Jesus. You mess with Jesus, you're going to mess with me, you'll be in trouble.
That's why you're not being famous.
I'm trying to do my show. Did you mind? Jeez, I feel like I'm in a peanut gallery or something. Okay, can we get back to the business at hand, please?
Yes.
All right, now, a serious question. Now, you being a psychic, okay, we were at a fair last week at the First Spiritualist Church of McKeesport. And it was a psychic medium fair. So here's my question. If a person sees multiple psychics, why, number one, why might they be interested in seeing more than one psychic? And what would be the different nuances and what have you from, let's say, psychic A, psychic B, psychic C, psychic D? And by the way, guess what? After you answer this question, we're going to ask you to pass the microphone to Darlene, because there are 2 calls, and Darlene's going to answer one of them.
Okay.
I told you I was putting you to work. Didn't I not? Did I not say that?
Yep.
I'm serious. You give her the microphone when you answer the question.
Okay.
So the question is, why would we see more than one psychic? And what would be the different nuances, whatever?
Well,
Go for it.
for my clients, I often suggest for them to see more than one psychic or intuitive,
Okay.
because each psychic has their own flavor or their own strengths that they bring across through the readings. And all the information you can gain about yourself and your life is all valuable. And if you can gain different perspectives from different psychics, then that's even better. And so each psychic has their own strength and their own flavor and how they work with clients.
No.
When they see different psychics, are sometimes their readings different from what they were told by other psychic? And if that's the case, how do clients react to that? You know, I mean, what to believe?
Well, the only thing I know is that most psychics are true to their word and how they advertise, and that the kind of reading that you get is what the psychic has claimed that she or he can do.
Okay.
I think I'm doing my best. Hopefully that will work. If not, I'll use that microphone. All right. Now, the question I have is, let's say that you just said that a psychic may get a different reading. They have different skills.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are not a medium, where do the psychic that's not a medium, where do they get their information from?
Well, each person has their own strength with their intuitive abilities. Some people can hear things the words come to them through their ears. And
That's
through,
clear audience or something like that.
yeah,
right?
something like that. And then some people are intuitive where they can feel things in their solar plexus and they can feel things in their heart. Other people can see things. So, and then there's different modalities, meaning that, you know, some people use tarot cards. I use tarot cards as well to help me with my psychic intuition. And other people do pure channeling of spirit guides and angels. Some people are mediums and they work with spirit. So each medium and psychic has their own strength.
I have another question. I have one backup question, one final question, then Chris can. I have a kind of a bizarre question. Have you ever gotten, or do you know of any other mediums that kind of got a spiritual reading from the other side, and the person just didn't want to leave? The deceased person just didn't want to leave, and they were just kind of hanging around. Does that ever happen?
That can happen to people, but what you do in the beginning of the reading, in the beginning of working with spirit, you protect yourself, and you give a time limit for the spirit. And when it's time to leave, the spirit is listening to what your wishes and your intentions are, so the spirit will leave. You're in the driver's seat. As a human being, you're in the driver's seat, and you are able to ask, and it will be respected from the spirit. That's part of universal law.
Okay, now how do you essentially tell, I mean, you say you protect yourself. What does that entail? How do you protect yourself?
Well,
I hope you heard me. I hope everybody heard me.
protect yourself. Protect yourself through prayer. Ask Jesus Christ to come in. Protection. You can define the boundaries of your reading and of your channeling, and this is all protection.
All right, and now can you please, oh, I guess this is move in my mic. Okay, here we go. Come on, mic, work already. I'm having a problem with the mic. Oh, well. I would like you to pass the microphone to Darlene, and hopefully we can have her answer the call. Okay, I'm having a problem. Technical glitch. It's all right. I'll fix it, I hope. Go ahead and answer the, Darlene, you have a call, couple calls?
Okay.
Could you
Caller?
say-
Hello?
Caller, are you there?
Hi there. Whoa. I'm having some feedback in my ear.
Okay, are you there?
Hi, my name is Jan, and I'm a caller.
Oh, hi, Jan.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I have some questions, and they concern Suzanne first. Then I'd like to speak to Darlene, and then I would like to speak to Tim, please. Okay, the first happy birthday, Suzanne.
Thank you very much.
You look very pretty on camera.
Thank you.
Now, is there a way that someone can get in contact with you to do the thing, the voodoo that you do so well?
Before she answers that, Jan, I have to. Okay, good. Oh, mic's not working. So how about we hand me the microphone? I wanted to say that unfortunately, giving out a number in order to have somebody contact them may not be the most possible way, easiest way to do it. The website might work.
But is there?
I have a website. I do have a website.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, wonderful.
You can go say that.
That website is artfem.net, artfem.net.
Wonderful. Do you do anything else other than your tarot cards?
Yes, I'm also an art therapist, and I work with art with children and adults. I do that, and I try to combine the practices. Sometimes I'll do intuitive readings when I'm working with a client while they're doing art, and I'm teaching them how to increase their own intuitive abilities.
How wonderful. Absolutely. And let's see. Thank you so much, Suzanne. May I speak to Darlene now?
Hello?
Hi, Darlene.
Hi.
Hi. Now, you and Tim are married,
Yes.
and do you have a film crew that goes out with you when you have to do a ghost hunter kind of situation at somebody's house or a police station or wherever it may be that there are ghosts?
Yes, we have friends that go out with us, and we all have video cameras. Each one will take their own film at different times, and then we'll look at them together.
Wonderful. Do you have a website as well?
No.
No, okay. And are you affiliated with any churches or anything that we can get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of us through the First Spiritual Church in McKeesport, PA.
Oh, yeah.
They can, give us the message.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much for talking with me.
Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me. Tim.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
That's good. Well, good, thanks. Okay, now, to set up, does it cost anything to have you come out and investigate a building or a sighting or someplace like that?
Yes, coffee and donuts. No, there's no charge at all. We just do it to get the
Excuse me.
experience and evidence.
Well, Tim, instead of coffee and donuts, maybe we want to stay healthy. How about we get you tea and apples?
Don't listen to Elle.
Tea and apples, tea and apples.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So,
What about salad, Tim?
But I work so hard ghost hunting, I walk it all off.
Tim, that's not going to work.
Yeah, no charge.
that's great.
All right.
Have you ever thought of starting your own TV show, Tim?
Somebody told me I should, so I'm getting my feet wet tonight, I suppose.
There you go.
There's no paper towels tonight, so you're really going to have feet wet if you get them wet. All right, I'm sorry. I had to do that, peoples, but I had to do that. Next.
Wonderful.
You're still up.
Anything
You're
else?
like in baseball.
No, actually, I'm all out of questions. Excuse
Well,
me. I'm all out
Jan?
of questions.
Jan, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Jan, why
Yes,
are you
sir.
out of questions? You're calling a talk show. You should never be out of questions, Jan.
Ah,
I'm
okay,
just kidding. I thought I'd get you off guard there. Well, what are you doing? You're calling a talk show. It says talk and then show. And you call and you only have 3 questions. You should have at least 23 questions.
Okay, I can think of some more questions. Let's
Oh.
see.
All right, yeah. All right, well, give a question to Chris. Have a
Okay.
question for Chris.
Chris, okay, let me wait till he gets the microphone.
We didn't hear
Okay,
that.
Chris, I understand that you are a supporter of rights for people that are disabled, etc.
Yeah, you help the disabled. You fight. You're an activist for.
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. And do you have a way to getting hold of you so people that are disabled, such as myself, can call you at different times and ask you for advice? Do you have a website?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You
Is that
can
what you
contact
thought
me
about it?
through L.
Come over, Al.
You can get to me through L.
Okay. All right. All right. So I guess there's another number other than this one to call then to get hold of Al to get to you.
Right.
Is that number
would be
available?
My cell phone, but we can't give that over the air because I'll get 10 million calls. And I'm an old man. I can't handle 10 million. 5 million.
You have any other questions, Jan?
No, sir. But I do have one for Annette.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, Jan.
Hi, Annette. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Now listen. I was thinking. What do you think about all these wonderful people with these wonderful abilities, like chasing ghosts, art therapists, and let's see, like Suzanne and Darlene and Tim when they go ghost hunting. What do you think about that?
I think it's exciting.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I really envy Jens for having the talent to communicate with the dead and to see spirit and all that. I think that's really fascinating, and I wish I had the talent to do it.
Yes, ma'am. That is. It's fascinating to me too. Absolutely fascinating. I mean, I could just I could just hang on every word that Suzanne says and every word that Darlene says and every word that Tim says. It's just amazing how they have these talents and abilities to do things that not everybody's even aware of. And I usually get that, when I'm talking to people at, the mall or wherever, I usually get, I don't believe in ghosts. That's because you haven't seen one. I've seen a few too myself, but that's another story. But, that's completely another story. You don't want to hear about it now, do you?
Well, Jen,
Some other time.
Some other time. That's what I thought. Me too, Ed. Yeah, I'd rather talk about it some other time. But so it was wonderful talking to you.
You too.
well, Jan, we're definitely going to want you to appear on a podcast and or back on the air over here at Humanity Matters. And I promise that I will only ask you 10,000 questions instead of 20,000. But right now, I want to get back to Suzanne. And
Yes,
then I was wondering if you happen to have any barbecue sauce, Jan, because we're going to be grilling Tim over here. And I was thinking if you had any barbecue sauce or hot sauce, that might be helpful. 'Cause we're really going to grill him in a few minutes. But first, we're going to let him breathe easy because he's a little wee nervous. So we're going to go to the expert, Suzanne, who also
Wonderful.
she actually has a master's of science in, I believe, artistic therapy.
Art therapy.
Or art therapy. Well, hey, forget about it. But art therapy, so she has an MS, and talk shows sometimes are BS, so, the S's work together. But this ain't BS, this is real stuff. We're expanding the mind. But actually, I have a tough question.
1,000 questions, or 10,000 questions, Al. Looking
Try
forward to
to keep
answering each
tuning
one
in
of them.
through the internet,
and I'll give the
Jan.
floor back to you, and I'll sign off. And thank you so much for talking
Good
with
night,
me.
Jan.
Bye, Jan.
Good night. Keep tuning in. All right, now, Suzanne, we are going to get down to the business at hand.
Okay.
Now, number one, let me just say, and I'm using this microphone because my other one doesn't work right at this time. However, I noticed that you were talking about protecting yourself, but earlier you said you use tarot cards, and a lot of people feel that everything that you and Tim and Darlene are doing is possibly evil, satanistic. There's a lot of extremely devout, satanic, and a lot of extremely religious people would try to ostracize you and what have you. But what I did notice, because I actually pay attention, it seems like all I do is talk, but I actually listen. And you mentioned that you protect yourself, and you happen to mention through Jesus Christ. So would you expand the minds of people who may think what you're doing is totally against God and against Jesus? Not that I'm religious or anything, but explain how what you're doing somehow even works with being a believer of Jesus. Because I know there's a lot of people that would say the opposite. So could you enlighten the audience? And then I'm going to ask you to show a couple of your drawings, and then we're going to put the young man on the grill, and hopefully we'll have time for Darlene to be on the grill a little bit too, because she needs to be cooked a little bit. And now you are on, Suzanne.
Well, Albert, to answer your question, your question is a good question. Intuition, spiritualism, these are human endeavors that are contacting spirit. And I think that a lot of the misconception that you hear about, oh, the psychic this psychic that, or it's evil, contacting spirits is evil, psychic awareness is evil, or tarot is evil. All of these modalities have their own history, and I think that history has been tainted politically by some of the people in power. People in power do not want you to know yourself. They do not want you to know that you have certain intuitive abilities. And it's a very complicated answer that I'm giving you, but the bottom line is I'm personally not evil. I don't practice anything evil. And the higher consciousness that you achieve in your life, the higher spirituality that you achieve, the more intuitive you naturally become. and how Jesus Christ works in that. That's just one prayer you can have to protect yourself. The reason you do protect yourself is because